plus or minus 2. So somewhere between 13 and 17 minutes. I'm expecting some item, and I'm gonna wait to figure out which to troll these guys. And I'm expecting silver arrows out of the sanctuary chest.
Yeah, silver arrows right away. That's very nice for both runners to be able to find very quickly.
So now I'm gonna say I'm gonna expect the bow to troll these runners and be really late.
So it looks like right away he's just a boy. He's probably going to go farm bombs southwest of Kakariko and then do the whole Kakariko route.
That's probably a good play early, looking to get Kakariko stuff. Big heart from Uncle on Pineapple's side. Now, I've had Pineapple earlier in this tournament, and he is a solid runner.
Yes, I've watched both of these runners, and these are both excellent runners.
Just 10 arrows out of the race, and a single green rupee in the library.
So let's see what items we find in Kakariko Village.
Now, these are two sprites that I have not seen used before. I
know the sprite that Pineapple is playing with, Flaffykins really likes to play with, I believe. And then He's Just a Boy, I believe, is also using, I think it's called Dark Boy?
We've got a Power Glove. I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
So now we're looking for Moon Pearl and Magic Hammer.
Or instead of the hammer, another glove upgrade.
That will also suffice. And it looks like He's Just a Boy used their last bomb to get more bombs.
Well, that's not a bad play. Use one to get 4. Meanwhile, Pineapple picks up his Power Glove, and Just a Boy. What's that, Lassie? Just a Boy's fallen down the well.
Looks like Pineapple is actually doing the same tactics as He's Just a Boy. And we find our first bottle, too.
And flippers. Love to get bottle while in Kakariko, because it gives you an instant check on Sick Kid.
It looks like He's Just a Boy will head over to Blind's hut, which I'm sure they'll check Sick Kid on their way out.
Okay, do you think we'll see much dark rooms out of these runners?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I want to say no, but at the same time, I've seen races where every dungeon was done in the dark.
And by the way, we get Ether and Cape out of Blind's hut, or Blind's basement. As pointed out in chat, let's give a shout out to our tracker Dude and our restreamer Alvi. Alvi has done yeoman's work restreaming so many of these matches.
And it looks like He's Just a Boy actually forgot to go check Sick Kid, or on the off chance that they're just putting it off for later.
I don't understand putting that off for later. Yeah, it's a little bit around, and we've got Bombos in the forest hideout.
So that's the 2 out of the 3 medallions possibly required.
Swirly coin or big bada boom? Our mushroom spot is just a piece of heart.
And Bottle Vendor has 20 rupees.
I never did trust that bottle vendor. He always seemed like a scam artist to me.
However, with both runners finding the bee in the bottle, oh, we have Moon Pearl from Sick
Oh,
Kid.
that could be very costly for just a boy.
And we had Red Boomerang on the Lumberjack ledge.
Which is a nice luxury item, but not a reason to go and get Aghanim.
Absolutely not. I know many runners prefer actually to not pick up the Red Boomerang because it actually lags the game.
I understand that point, but the range to me just is worth it. On those points where you've got to get that, you have to have that range, and you don't know when that hook shot's coming.
That is true.
And Pineapple picks up his big bada boom. Just a Boy getting the book.
We can now read.
Literacy is a thing. The crab dropping 5 arrow bundles. Oh, and Chad is already looking for the pedestal seed.
Yeah, I mean, especially with getting the book so early, knowing that you will have to do it eventually, it could save you a lot of time.
Just a Boy heading in to do mini Moldorm Cave with bombs.
Meanwhile, Pineapple is going to do... They're going to pick up the Old Man in the Dark.
That can be a tough... that can be a pretty tough thing to try.
And are they doing bomb? Is that what I'm seeing?
Just a Boy is doing bombs for the mini Moldorm kills.
I thought I saw Pineapple start throwing bombs.
I think he did. But Old Man just has a big 20. We've got boots! We've got boots and Sanctuary... that wasn't Sanctuary Heart, that was 4 little hearts getting a big heart.
And then we also got another big heart.
Now, Just a Boy still needs to be very careful around those crabs. They do 2 hearts of damage with green mail.
We have a small bomb capacity upgrade on the island, and I believe we also have a small bomb capacity upgrade on Spectacle Rock.
Your belief is correct. And then a big 20 inside Spectacle Rock.
So right now, Death Mountain really isn't the play, at least until the runners get the mirror, and He's Just a Boy decides to go check Sick Kid.
The mirror or the hook shot.
Yes, that is also true.
And Pineapple going down to check the last 3 chests of escape. Now, Just a Boy, I think Pineapple gets his sword.
We were very close with that prediction.
Well, having seen a lot of seeds in this tournament, most of them, the first sword comes somewhere around 15 minutes. And we've got Titan's mitts.
Yep, so that's...
Just a Boy just needs to go back and check Sick Kid, and then he has Dark World open to him.
And I guess that answers the next question I was going to ask you. With the items that we have, do you think Aghanim will be required? But with those...
It's still possible, because no hammer.
That is
No
true.
hammer. If hammer's on Pyramid...
Let's see if Zora gives us hammer, though. It's unfortunately not the case.
Just some big heart.
But I believe Pineapple also just picked up the bow.
Well, so much for bow being the troll item.
Now with the items that, I guess pool the runner's items together, with the items that they have, where do you think they'll dip into first?
Eastern's a real common dip, although I think we would have seen that by now. With what these runners have right now, my choice would be to go to Eastern. And Just a Boy picking up a second bottle, both bottles with bees in them. All hail B-Torp.
And with the map being in the front half of Escape, and I believe we found... Did we find 3 items in the back of Escape?
We found a sword and a key, and a heart. A big heart.
With the map being there, the key being in the back of Escape, there is still one more item in the dark room.
And Just a Boy is heading for it.
It looks like Pineapple's also headed for there.
Oh man, that's... I don't have these dark rooms down. The only ones that I've any good at are the first 2 in Eastern Palace. Which is one of the reasons why I'm not running in this tournament.
And for those of you who are unaware or new to Randomizer, the game's logic will never require you to do a room in the dark. Lamp will never be in a dark room. You will always have access to the lamp before you are required to do a dark room.
Okay, there was some kind of item in there.
I can't... Oh, it was a shield.
Yes, we can tell you it wasn't Mitts in this seed.
No, it was not Mitts.
There was a seed earlier today in the main tournament where both runners got a dark room Titan's Mitts, and neither one realized it. And Just a Boy's picked up the mirror in Bonk Rocks.
So that's very nice to have. They just need to go back and get the Moon Pearl from Sick Kid.
And it looks like he may be on his way to do that right now. He is. Chad is asking where the boots were. I believe, if I recall correctly, the boots were in Waterfall Fairy Cave.
I believe you are correct.
And they're saying it was, and what it looks like it was Fisher Price's My First Shield. Oh no, they were Mini Moldorm. They're in Mini Moldorm. Pineapple making the play on Eastern. We've got a map check for Dark World. Green pendant Turtle Rock, red pendant Skull Woods, and Crystal 6 is Pod.
So there's a chance that the Trolley Ice Rod might not be required.
And it's looking like it's looking like one pendant and Crystal 5 will be in Light World. And that pendant is in Eastern. Now, without the Light World... Why, that's a cane!
That is the cane in the Sea House.
Now, you may be wondering how we know that Eastern Palace is the pendant. If you are listening to the music on Pineapple's stream, you can hear the Light World dungeon music, and there's a hook shot.
That's a very nice find.
But the music, the developers of the Randomizer were very nice in that they made sure that the music for the pendant dungeons was always the Light World dungeon music. No matter if the pendant dungeon is in Light World or Dark World. So you can tell from the music that Eastern Palace is the pendant. Sorry, I know a lot of you that are watching this already know that, but every race is going to be someone's first to watch, and there's Powder.
Fetch Quest 1.0.
Do you want to have a fetch quest? Just a boy working his way through Thieves Town. Meanwhile, I don't think Just a Boy did the Sluice Gate, and there's a Master Sword. In fact, I know he didn't do Sluice Gate because he didn't have a Master Sword. And Pineapple heading over to do Mini Moldorm Cave. And not having to worry about doing it bomb style like Just a Boy did. In fact, Pineapple's able to do it with sword beams. I think at this point, Just a Boy is has a significant lead. Powdering the bunny beam. I didn't realize you could powder the bunny beam while the pot was still over top of it.
I know you could powder them in the Ice Palace underneath that big stone thing.
We have an Ice Rod Cave check, and it's just 50 rupees. Now, Just a Boy heading into the blind fight. Blind, the purveyor of dad jokes. But the beauty of of this blind fight is that it doesn't matter what weapon you're using. 9 hits from the sword, or the Cane of Brian Sparkle, or Cane of Samaria blocks, whatever weapon it is, 9 hits is what it takes.
And 9 hits is what He's Just a Boy gave blind.
Now, you may be asking, why didn't he check the big chest? Well, he didn't check the big chest for 2 reasons. 1, because he doesn't have the hammer. 2, because I believe he hit 4 items before he got there. And there are only 4 items. There are only 4 unique items in Thieves Town. And we have a flute. Picking up flute in Kakariko or Village of Outcasts is, when you have the mirror, is really nice because you can just go straight over and activate it immediately. Now please stand or sit or kneel or take a knee for the Hyrulean National Anthem. And now Pineapple picks up his piece of heart and Titan's mitts. Now, Chad, I remembered there was an important item in Waterfall Ferry. I just forgot which one it was.
It looks like He's Just a Boy will head over to the dig game. So chat, pick a number between 1 and 30 to see how many digs it takes.
If your number was 3, you're right. And that was the big bomb capacity upgrade. Just a Boy looks like he's going to hit Bread Smith's and possibly Gary's lunchbox.
They possibly might do Magic Bat.
Oh yeah, with the mirror. And Chat makes a good point with them having Bombos already, and Skullwoods and Turtle Rock being pendants. Could we see a Fire Rod not? No, we can't see a Fire Rod not required. Wait, we might see a Fire Rod not required seed.
I believe all you technically need is the lamp.
Right, because you can do both of the Ganon's Tower 4 torch rooms with the lamp.
Meanwhile, it looks like He's Just a Boy is taking Gary's lunchbox on world tour.
And we've got a hammer. Halt! For the hour of the hammer is upon us. Pineapple heading up into Skull Woods, which it's V26, so do Skull Woods. And Blue Mail from Stumpy.
Always a nice find.
Red Mail's nice to get, but Blue Mail is just the big relief. And there's an Ice Rod out of Skull Woods. Ice Rod will only be a required item if there's a required item on
However, it is good that the runners found it early, or will be able to find it early.
Now, with Pineapple up in Skull Woods, could we see a pedestal check? Bombo's tablet is just a little piece of love.
I would love to see a pedestal check from Pineapple's side. However, I'm gonna guess that Pineapple will treat it like out of sight, out of mind.
I don't think so. I think Pineapple's going to want that information.
But it looks like he's just a boy. He's about to check Hype Cave. So let's get some hype.
Will we have a hype cave, or will it be the cave of inevitable disappointment? 300 rupees, big heart, a sword upgrade, little love, and a big 20. So it's not terrible, but it's not great either. We are going to see a pedestal check from Pineapple.
So I guess I was very wrong. However, I'm excited to see what's on the pedestal.
Just an arrow capacity upgrade. And Just a Boy going into the Sluice Gate gets his tempered sword. Where did Pineapple find his bow? Was that in Eastern?
Oh, the bow. I think the bow is in Bonk Rocks.
Just a Boy heading into making the early play on Swamp Palace.
Now, I believe they can complete Swamp Palace.
Yes, he can. He can complete Swamp Palace. It's just so unusual to see it done this early.
Oh, I am actually very incorrect according to chat. Bow was in the first chest in Escape, so thank you to those who corrected me.
It's so unusual to see the Swamp Palace play this early for a couple reasons. One, because Go Mode Swamp Palace is just so fast. We've got Lamp on Bumper Cave.
So I'm gonna guess the runners will go back and get that at some point.
Yeah, I would hope to. Yes, Swamp is locked behind 3 items. No, I'm sorry, 4 items. Mirror, hammer, hook shot, and flippers. Now both have the both have the mirror. Both have the flippers. Just a Boy has picked up hammer and hook shot. I always get nervous when I see people go do these rooms the way that Just a Boy just did, because you can flood the key if you go on autopilot there.
It's very easy to flood those keys, and if you do flood the keys, you'll have to mirror back and then exit and re-enter the dungeon.
Not only that, you'll have to mirror out, go a screen off, go one screen away, come back, and reopen the dungeon from the light world.
Yeah, that does not sound like fun.
Pineapple without enough money to do the digging game. Yes, Overworld has paid off very well in this seed so far. Now, Swamp Palace, there's a fire rod in Swamp Palace.
So that's both rods, just in case Trinex does have something good.
This seed, what is with this seed? This is the anti-V26 seed.
It looks like Pineapple will get their hook shot very shortly.
So really, technically in this seed, Turtle Rock is 7 items. The 5 standardly, Mimic Cave, which isn't considered as part of Turtle Rock on a tracker's item counter, but it's part of Turtle Rock. And the green pendant item from Rufus Xavier Sarsaparilla. Just a boy running into difficulties on the worst programmed staircase in the game.
Just getting that 5 bomb capacity upgrade. I'm sure they were hoping for something a little bit more exciting.
Just a boy using the Cane of Samaria block to head down to the basement, which, with the water drained, is doable. Now, with the tempered sword, that makes the Argus fight a lot easier, because instead of 2 with the Master Sword or having to menu over to the hammer if you have Fighter Sword, because the Argus puffs are immune to Fighter Sword, it only takes 1 swipe once you hookshot them away from Argus.
And we just about have a very quick, and now we have a very quick Argus fight from He's Just a Boy. And Argus holding that big 20.
You know, one of the worst seeds I've ever seen involved triple dip Swamp Palace.
Goodness gracious, that does not sound enjoyable whatsoever.
It worked off of the concept that Swamp Palace is one of only 2 palaces where the big key can be on the boss. So you had to get a medallion to open up Turtle Rock from the last chest before your hook shot locked, and then go all the way to Argus to get the big key to get a progression item out of the big chest.
That does not sound fun at all.
Just a Boy, meanwhile, checking the Misery Mire shed. And Pineapple finishing off blind with the Canis Samaria strat. Significant swag out of that. Just a Boy gonna head in and do Desert Palace. And we've got Quake.
So that is all 3 possibly required medallions.
Misery Mire is Ether. Desert Palace is fully clearable by He's Just a Boy. No worries about getting boot locked in this seed. And we've got some green goo.
Definitely nice to have until they find half magic, or if they even find half magic. Meanwhile, Pineapple picks up their hammer.
And has a little bit of trouble getting Gary's lunchbox back following him. Since Just a Boy came in from the Misery Mire side, he was able to use his mirror to mirror back across the dungeon and not have to run all the way back.
And it looks like the Lammolas will have the last item in Desert Palace.
But Lammolas were required anyway, with it being a crystal dungeon.
Yes.
The only question is it Crystal 5? Just a Boy not going back in to finish Landmolas. Going to check Checkerboard Cave instead, and I'm not entirely sure why. Pineapple getting his little piece of love from the Bombos tablet. Okay, Just a Boy is going to finish Landmola. He just wanted to check Checkerboard Cave first, I guess?
Appears to be the case, but Pineapple's going to check Agina's cave, so maybe Agina has something good for us.
Agina has the last sword upgrade.
So that is a sub 1 hour butter sword.
Where was our other sword upgrade?
We had one in Escape. We had one...
We had Escape. We had Sluice Gate. We have Agina's Cave.
Was there one in Hype Cave?
Yes, it was Hype Cave. Which it looks like Pineapple is going directly to.
So they'll shortly get their butter sword.
And meanwhile, Just a Boy is doing Fire Rod strats on Landmo.
And they pick up the red mail.
No. No to chat. These runners are not in go mode. Both runners are missing a significant item. Although Pineapple gets his butter sword. Justaboy is missing the bow. Pineapple is missing a fire source. Justaboy has Quake. Pineapple knows where Quake is.
Isn't the lamp also technically required?
The lamp is technically required, but Pineapple knows where lamp is, but it looks like Justaboy might not get it. He's setting up to do Misery Mire Dark Rooms. No, Bo wasn't in Escape. They both got all the chests from Escape. Trying to remember where Bo was.
Yeah, I recall seeing Bo. I just don't remember where seeing it or where I saw it.
Oh, it was in the front half of Escape.
Oh.
Yeah. That's unfortunately going to make Misery Mire, going to make the Vitreous fight much harder.
Yeah, because they won't be able to use those silver arrows.
Although I expect to see Pineapple do Cape Dash. Do Butter Sword Cape Dash.
It's always a good strat.
And to chat, I'm sorry, I'm used to that being a very early check. I'm used to all of Escape being checked very early. Pineapple only needs the flute and a fire source. He knows where the fire source is. Interestingly enough, it looks like Pineapple is mostly go-moding Swamp Palace.
I think once they got all the items, they kind of realized they don't really need to check any other spots.
Well, I don't think Pineapple got all the items here in Swamp because...
Oh, did they not?
Because the Fire Rod was in there, and Pineapple does not have the Fire Rod yet.
Very unfortunate.
Okay, as chat points out, he may have just skipped left side. May have just skipped left side Swamp, and we'll come back and do left side Swamp after Argus. And that's what he's doing. Justaboy getting through the dark room, the first dark room in Mire like a pro.
Very nicely done.
The Meyer Dark Rooms are very challenging. Okay, Pineapple did the Go Mode Swamp and is now coming back to check all the items.
So that makes a little bit more sense.
Both runners are missing a key item that is somewhere where they have checked. Where they have checked at least some of that they're going to have to go back to fix, to finish. Just a boy getting through those vitreous eyeballs like nothing.
Down Vitreous goes.
So, Gabes, would you call this a jet seed?
I don't know. It has... I think it has potential to be a jet seed. But it could end up... both runners forget something very trivial and then spend, I have no idea how long, looking for that one item.
Pineapple gets his fire rod, and Just a Boy is going to pick up his butter sword. Now, even though these runners have the Cane of Samaria, you can't just drop a Cane of Samaria block on that. On that, if you're going to the opposite side, because the Samaria block will just disappear. Just a Boy picking up the old man. Who I call Dennis.
It looks like He's Just a Boy will head up and do Tower of Hera.
That's a very reasonable play at this point. What he needs to do is, what we know he needs to do is go and get escape.
He had to get that bow.
Pineapple heading into desert.
Meanwhile, he's just a boy. Gets 20 rupees from the tablet.
Oh, that's right. Pineapple heading into desert because he hasn't gotten his flute yet.
And I believe that the flute was actually in Thieves Town, so until they go back and full clear Thieves Town, they won't find that
it
flute.
was Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, sorry, Village of Outcasts.
Okay, an empty bottle is one of the two. It's one of the two items in Tower of Hera. Chat suggesting that Just a Boy may have forgotten that he hasn't checked the front half of Escape.
You know, that would not be the first time I've seen a runner forget to check, or that they've forgotten to check the front half of Escape.
Or he's just doing his crystal dungeons first, because when you have a crystal dungeon you can complete, generally you want to complete it.
Yeah, that is also true.
So my question to you, Gabes, is if you are in Just a Boy's position, what do you check? What do you when do you check Escape if you know that you still need to do it? Before Ice Palace or after Ice Palace?
I would probably do it after Ice Palace.
I think I would be more likely to do it before. I think I would be more likely to do it before just because Go Mode Ice Palace is so much faster than full clear Ice Palace.
That is absolutely true.
And the last item from Hera is in the basement.
Ooh. Definitely not fun.
Oh, and he did not manage to get his he did not manage to set up the iframes glitch properly.
It's quite unfortunate.
I don't bother. I've never bothered trying to get the iframe glitch. I just fight my way through it. The other item in there is not the bow he's looking for.
Not at all.
Meanwhile, he's going to go over and check East Side Death Mountain.
We have the 20 rupee on the floating island.
And it's Swirly Coin to open up Turtle Rock. Not that either of these runners is going to go into Turtle Rock.
And I'm gonna guess He's Just a Boy is gonna hope for Bow and Hookshot Cave, but is gonna be very disappointed after this last chest.
And Pineapple is going to open up Bombable Hut. Picking up his flute. Now, is that go mode for Pineapple?
I would say once they pick up the lamp.
I would say it's go mode depending on how comfortable Pineapple is with those with the pod and Mire dark rooms.
スワックダック、スワックダック、スワックダック。
Looks like He's Just a Boy is gonna check Paradox Cave.
It took me a while to figure out, it took me a while to ask why it was called Paradox Cave.
I think it's because it's like virtually any item could be here, I think.
No, the explanation that was given to me was because you fall down a hole and come out on a higher ledge on the mountain.
That is true.
Pineapple picking up his lamp, putting him in the mode of go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a go mode from Pineapple.
Go mode sub 1 hour.
That is a very nice go mode time.
Now, go mode Turtle Rock. Go mode Pod just requires big key and a single small key. Alvi, our restreamer, points out in chat that this could have been 28-minute go mode.
Oh, geez.
I don't know if it quite could have been that fast, but it could have been pretty close.
If it was a 28-minute go mode, I would have freaked out.
That would truly have been a jet seed. Just a Boy looks like he's going to full clear Ice Palace.
And
Oh
there's
my.
the big key. Very
Big
lucky.
key in first chest in pod. Every second that He's Just a Boy doesn't go back to check escape is just going to increase Pineapple's lead.
So it's more at this point. When does He's Just a Boy realize they've taken or they checked the wrong spot?
When does He's Just a Boy remember what he didn't check?
I think when He's Just a Boy finally gets that bow, they are going to be very, very frustrated.
Now, where the room He's Just a Boy is in now is one of the reasons that I only ever play the Link sprite.
The infamous Ice Palace bomb jump.
I only know how to set that bomb jump up with the Link sprite.
Yeah, especially if you're using a sprite you are unfamiliar with, like the invisible sprite or the purple chest. That can be very difficult to set up.
Now, I believe the pug is the same size, has the same setup condition as the Link sprite. Pineapple going through Helmasaur King like a pro.
Now, Stuart, do you think Pineapple will do Ice Palace or Misery Miner next?
I don't know. I would probably do Ice Palace next. Because I know Go Mode Ice is so fast that it'll give me a chance to think. It'll give me a chance to think and plan without having too much to deal with.
And it appears that you are correct. And it looks like we just have both runners just kind of chugging on through Ice Palace.
The difference is that Pineapple's doing Ice Palace in Go Mode. Just a Boy is full clearing.
Yeah, so that'll definitely be a big time difference.
Although Pineapple does mess up the timing and positioning on that room. That room with the switch. Words are hard today.
Ooh, we find half magic in the
You do
big
get a
crab.
half magic.
That'll be very helpful for the Ganon fight.
It looks like the Maiden sprite has the same setup as the Link sprite for that bomb jump.
So I'm sure that's very convenient to those who use the Maiden sprite. And He's Just a Boy does a very excellent job keeping those cold stare eyes in the corner.
I have never been able to get those. I've never been able to get that to get the cold stare puffs to just stay like that.
Definitely not an easy task.
Pineapple doing a beautiful go mode Ice Palace. Just a Boy is going to check pod.
So my guess is He's Just a Boy is going to do as much of pod as they can, but once they get to the back half, they're going to leave and they're probably going to start checking the pendant dungeons.
Yes, Just a Boy is about to go in and do Bowless Palace of Darkness. The good news is that he can only do the first chest, because anything after that first chest is bow locked. Because it wasn't a small key, so everything after that first chest is locked behind the bow. Now, he's not going to think that's a lucky coincidence, but we know it is. Meanwhile, Pineapple picking up 2 blue potions. Just a Boy heading into Pendant Eastern. Well, to answer the question in chat, I'd like to think that I'd like to think that at this point I would realize that I didn't check all of Escape.
I'm just not sure when it'll actually occur to He's Just a Boy that they haven't checked Escape, or at least the front half.
And unfortunately, Pineapple does not get the bird toss. Though he did make a valiant attempt at it. I still do not understand how these runners always get only 2 skeletons in that room in Eastern.
I think if you kill all the skeletons, or I think if you kill 2 skeletons, then the game registers the room as being done. I think that's how it works.
Just a Boy checking Eastern, and I can't blame him for doing it. I've seen enough runs trolled by Vanilla Bow. Okay, chat explaining that that when you get to a certain point, the skeletons spawn around you, so it's controlling how they spawn, and it's controlling that one spawns in the door and the other spawns in that central pot.
I see. I'm wondering if he just boy thinks that the bow is on the pedestal. No, it can't be on the pedestal, though.
No, it
Bow is
couldn't be
needed.
on pedestal.
Yeah, bow is needed for Eastern.
But he hasn't checked any of Skull Woods.
Oh.
He's gotten his ice rod. Vanilla Big Key and Meyer. Who randomized this?
I don't know.
Although we're gonna see the Silver Arrow machine gun possibly on Vitreous. Vanilla Big Key and Skull Woods as well.
Very, very interesting.
Now, today is technically the last day of group play for the secondary tournament, although there are still some tiebreaker races that have to be done.
And down Vitreous goes.
That was a pretty Vitreous fight. Just a Boy going back to actually kill Mothra, which is decidedly an unfortunate choice. Meanwhile, Pineapple. Now, I wonder how we're going to see Pineapple. Yes, we're going to see Pineapple go over to Eastern Death Mountain, not go directly to Tower of Hera, and there's a good reason why.
And why is that, Stuart?
Because he's going to go into Dark World. He's going to go into Dark World, go up to right outside Ganon's tower, and mirror over to Tower of Hera. So that way, when he comes out of Tower of Hera, he can mirror back and immediately open Ganon's tower. It's rare that you get a seed that you can set up to do that with, but when you can do it, it's beautiful.
Sounds like some very efficient routing.
If you can pull it off, it is. Well, you've got to climb up. You have to climb up Death Mountain once either way. I think the actual faster play might be to go via the Turtle Rock portal. I think the climbing Light World Death Mountain to the Turtle Rock portal is slightly faster, depending on your Dead Rock luck. Just a Boy starting to check overworld locations. And wonder if that's going to get him to check escape.
I really hope so.
This has been a ridiculously fast seed for Pineapple.
I think this is possibly the fastest seed I've ever seen.
It very well might be. Depending on if Ganon's tower goes fast.
That is true.
I mean, we could always see Ganon's tower tile room. But Pineapple into the Troll Dorm fight.
And Pineapple out of the Troll Dorm fight.
Buttersword Troll Dorm is crazy fast. Okay. There is a tradition in the Link to the Past randomizer community where there are 22 locations in Ganon's tower that can have the big key. Either give a number from 1 to 22 or tell me where in the tower you think it will be. Where do you think it's going to be, Gabes?
Ooh. I really like either chest number 2 on the right side or on the torch. But I'm going to stick with chest number 2 on the right side.
I'm going to say it's going to be in the lower left chest and rando room. Okay, Pineapple doing the traditional routing. Get the first 2 chests and head to the left side. Those first 2 chests being a small key and a piece of heart. And Wayne Enterprises with the shovel. And the single arrow in Skelebro's room.
Now I wonder if, because the seed was so nice to the runners at the beginning, do you think it'll be very mean to them at the end?
It could be. I just don't want a tile room in this seed. This seed's been so fast. I want to see that sub 130.
Unfortunately, he's just a boy. Appears to be pulling out all the little spots that they haven't checked.
Oh no. The shovel spot was the mushroom.
I thought mushroom was in Hookshot Cave.
Was it? I missed what he got. I must have missed what he got from the shovel spot then.
I think shovel spot was a quarter heart.
It's not in rando room. And Just a Boy is heading up for Turtle Rock.
So it looks like they're going to full clear Turtle Rock and then not get what they want. It's not in Bob's chest either.
It's one of the it's one of the vanilla room chests, or it's right-hand side. That is a quick ice Armos.
Especially with those silver arrows.
It's on the right-hand side.
It looks like Pineapple's going to do Tile Room before they continue.
Well, I don't blame him. That's what I do. That's what I do if I'm doing right-hand side. I just do the tile room. Because I'd rather not have to mirror back and do it later.
Now, Stuart, do you want to know some fun trivia about the Tile Room?
Always.
So, when all these tiles are up, or I guess before they're all up, count how many tiles have been lifted up from the ground.
22.
The same number of chests in Ganon's tower.
Yes, so interestingly, this means that Fire Rod is required for this seed.
And unfortunately, with no magic, Pineapple will have to do that. They had to do that. I'm trying to think of the word. Traction thing with bombs and not with the cane. I wanted to call it an escalator, but escalators bring you upstairs and downstairs. Conveyor belt. Thank you for that.
Yes. Thank you, dude. Now, if you are enjoying what you're seeing, please give these runners a follow. Also, you should give Alvi a follow because he's been doing so much to make this seed work, to make this tournament work. And dude on Tracker has been incredible today. And my co-commentator, Little Gabes, has been phenomenal as well.
Oh, thank you, Stuart. You've been an excellent co-host.
Why, thank you, sir. But these runners certainly deserve to get your support. Pineapple into the gauntlet.
Unfortunately, with somewhat low health and somewhat and kind of low magic, they'll have to do things very carefully.
Well, Pineapple does have 2 blue potions. Landmola 2 fight.
And down goes Landmola 2.
Very, very nice Landmola 2 fight from Pineapple. That is such a satisfying room to get a one Kane of Samaria block.
I love Kane strat rooms.
Chat, our tracker Dude suggesting we're on pace for about 130 on Pineapple's side.
Now, my general rule of thumb for a race is 145 is good. Sub 140 is really, really good.
Pineapple just skipping those 2 chests. And I don't blame him. There's really nothing that can be useful in them. It's all going to depend on the patterns for the Aghanim 2 and Ganon fights.
Pineapple with the easy Trolldorm 2. And they are opting to skip the very last chest in Ganon's tower.
I hate this room that Pineapple's in now. Usually I'll just cape and dash through it.
It's really not a fun room. I don't know why anyone in their right mind would put that room in a game.
Nice double there for Pineapple. See, I don't understand why they would have put blue balls back into the Aghanim fights.
I think they're trying to keep it as authentic as possible.
Meanwhile, Just a Boy going through the laser bridge as Pineapple's just heading into Ganon.
Yeah, they're full clearing everything. And we have Alvi with the Ganon laugh.
Alvi's got sound effects.
Oh, Alvi is the king of sound effects.
Alvi is the man. Pineapple well into phase 2 of the Ganon fight, into phase 3 of the Ganon fight. Just a Boy getting through Trinex pretty well.
Yeah, I mean that butter sword definitely helps.
I didn't see if that was a double or not.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either.
Down goes the pig.
We will have Pineapple's done time very few seconds, very shortly. I can't think today. And Pineapple has finished in first place with an official time of 1:30:58. That's a very good time. Congratulations.
That is very impressive.
And let's see if we can pull Pineapple in for an interview.
Pineapple comments in the SRL channel, well, that was a jet seed if I ever saw one.
So yeah, if anyone called it a jet seed, and I know you did, Stuart, you were very right. And it looks like He's Just a Boy will do their dip into Eastern Palace.
Well, at this point, having seen the dot done, he's got to figure something's up.
Oh, absolutely.
And he did already go to Eastern. He was just trading independent.
Oh. Oh, that is absolutely right. I don't know what I was thinking.
And it looks like he may have completely forgotten that he didn't check the front of escape. GG to you, but Pineapple.
I think their microphone is muted though, so. But either, oh, I guess, okay.
Oh, he may have to reset. He may have to reset to have his microphone on. Yes, at this point, Just a Boy is checking pretty much everything except escape. Which tells me he's sure he did that he completed escape.
I'm guessing that He's Just a Boy only remembered that they did the back half and thinking that they did both.
Yeah.
And now we are joined by Pineapple. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
How are you feeling right now?
Well, this was the first time I've ever thought I was in go mode when I wasn't. I usually do it the other way around, so I was a bit confused. And I guess that kind of sticks still.
Well, as it turns out, Fire Rod was in fact required.
Ah,
So-
right, for the right side room.
So you did actually need to full clear swamp.
Ah, really? I didn't understand that. But yeah, it seems so. Well, good for me,
And-
I guess.
And unfortunately, He's Just a Boy is still not in go mode yet.
Too bad. Yes,
When did you figure out you were ahead?
I didn't. I was feeling pretty good when I got to the Ganon's tower and still had sub 130 chance, but I didn't think about being ahead or behind in this race.
Yeah, that was a
Seed that I
crazy fast seed.
didn't have time to think.
Was that your fastest seed you've ever done?
Oh, actually, not by far, but yeah, it was the fastest seed.
Well, do you have any comments about that seed, aside from that was a jet seed if there ever was one?
Well, oh, I'm out of words right now.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
There are not many races left in the secondary group stage, to answer chat.
Yeah. Well, I hope my opponent finishes soon as well.
And it looks like they are...
Now he's going and checking the front of escape.
Yeah, if we were playing a game of hot or cold, they would be getting pretty warm.
That's quite a late check, I think.
So, congratulations. Does this move you on into the bracket stage, Pineapple?
I got I actually got a clean sweep of the pretty happy with that, so I think I might drop off at the very first match at least.
I don't know. This is not the first time that I've done commentary on one of your races, and you have been very, very solid.
It's just that I tend to make those stupid mistakes a lot, and at least one in every race.
And he's just a boy is now in go mode. He
Yeah,
just found his bow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Giving a nice quake to that room.
So once again, wonderful race, Pineapple. Best of luck to you. Best of luck to you in the knockout stage.
Too, and thanks for restreaming and commentating the race.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a pleasure to get to. I know I'm nowhere near good enough to even enter one of these tournaments. So this is the closest I can come to being participant.
It gets easy fast, I think. I started after 15 years of break, and I did 9-hour race, 9-hour runs at start, so too long ago.
Now all Just a Boy is looking for here in Palace of Darkness is a single small key, and then he's off to Helmasaur.
Which I believe they'll find very shortly.
That was really nice, this race.
There is talk that the seeds will be available after the tournament finishes, which I'd look forward to playing a few of these. Yes, he gets his key. That's right on the way to. It's right on the way to go into Helmasaur. So what do you think, Pineapple? Your name going to be on the Houlihan Room tablet in the future? From what I've seen, you've got a shot at it. For those who don't know, the tablet in the Houlihan room contains the winners of randomizer tournaments. Right now, there's only one, which is Ajneb or Ben. But the winner of both the main and secondary tournaments will have their names inscribed on the tablet in the Houlihan room for future versions of the randomizer.
And I believe also, is it the top 8 get pre-qualified for the next randomizer tournament?
That I don't know. But that sounds right.
It's either the top 8 or the top 16. I'm gonna go ahead and say the top 8.
Justaboy through Helmasaur.
And now
So
they're on to Ganon's tower.
So the question is, will he go left side or will he go right side? One of the new standard routings does suggest if you get a key in that first room on the right side that you go right side.
I'm gonna guess he's just the boy is gonna do the standard routing.
And he's going to go up the Light World side and take the Turtle Rock portal. Okay, according to our chat, the top 4 from the secondary tournament and the top 8 from the main tournament get pre-qualified into the next randomizer tournament.
That makes a lot more sense.
He is taking the right side gamble.
Very interesting.
And skipping tile room.
Very smart play.
But he almost... Oh no, he got hit by the Wall Master.
Not fun.
And now he's going left side. I mean, Justaboy's execution has been pretty good. He just forgot about escape.
Yeah, I think if Just a Boy had checked escape much sooner, like at the beginning of the race, it would have been a very close race.
Yes, it would. And Just a Boy making his way through Ganon's tower basement. Using the hook shot to avoid damage from the fire snakes, which is a very smart play. Now, one trick I haven't seen in any of the matches I've commentated is hovering.
I have not seen hovering, but I have seen the mushroom glitch, and I have seen the Aghanim skip glitch.
And Just a Boy leaving some bombs behind because I think we may be seeing a little bit of salt there.
From what I can tell, He's Just a Boy hasn't said anything in IRC, so they might not know that Pineapple is finished. However, there is a large chance they have read it and just haven't said anything.
Just a Boy heading back over. Now he's going to finish right side. Once again, if you've enjoyed this race, let's see if we can get that link for the runners back up again.
Yeah,
They've done a great job. Please give them a follow.
Yeah, they let us commentate over this. They didn't have to say, yeah, we want commentators. They chose to.
Ooh, that's a rough one where that room, because you've got to get through that room quickly or the torches will start going out.
Fortunately, they did take care of the Wall Master this time.
Okay, he's through there. Just through this room and into the next room where the key is. Now Just a Boy heading up, gonna head up the long climb up Ganon's tower. Now, we've been doing commentary on this, but none of that commentary happens without good people like Alvi, our restreamer, And we'd have a real hard time keeping up without good people like Dude, our tracker.
Yeah, thank you very much to both of you. I know you were both very active in the restreaming and tracking community, and we greatly appreciate it.
And thank you very much to Little Gabes for making a potzer like me look competent.
Oh, I think it should be the other way around, good sir.
So it has been great fun. I know we're going to try and get Just a Boy in for an interview after the race. That's a tough room in that gauntlet. That's a tougher room than it looks like, with the just the way that those 2 4-packs of spikes are set up.
Oh yeah, many of these gauntlet rooms look easy, but they're really not.
That Landmola 2 fight can be a lot tougher. Can be very tough if the pattern doesn't cooperate with you.
Looks like they unfortunately fell trying to snag that magic refill.
I believe the 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock races are both tiebreaker races. To answer the question from chat, there will be tiebreaker races all through this upcoming week. This is the last day of regular group stage races. There'll be tiebreaker races through the upcoming week, and presumably next weekend they will be releasing the brackets for the knockout stage of this tournament. Meanwhile, the main tournament is should be finishing up its Swiss matches soon. And going to move into its group stage.
So we still have a good bit of randomizer left to do.
Enough to fill all the channels from speed gaming all the way down to Randomizer Mania 4, or as we sometimes call it, the Ocho. Eight channels of randomizer, of Link to the Past randomizer. How can you go wrong? Just a Boy just heading up to the Aghanim fight, the Aghanim 2 fight, which I always think is a little bit strange to call this the Aghanim 2 fight, since Aghanim 1 is often just skipped.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Nice double.
Can't really think of a word to call it.
2 doubles. Just a Boy through the Aghanim fight at the top of Ganon's tower real fast, and that gives him the pig. What do you say, Gabes? Let's kick this pig.
Oh, absolutely. We have that bacon sword. We have that butter sword. We're gonna slather some butter all over this pig.
Two blue potions and half magic and 16 hearts. Well, 15 and a half. I think Just a Boy is gonna get through this fight with not a lot of problems.
And red mail.
Yes, and red mail, and a great setup. Able to one cycle both phase 1 and phase 2.
They unfortunately missed the torch glitch, though.
Well, with half magic and two blue potions, that doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah, they did, however, get that double.
And that will finish him off.
And we will be able to give you that hot done time very shortly.
Just a Boy is through the door into the Triforce room with an official Speedruns Live time of 1:57:31.
GG, he's just a boy. And we will be joined by He's Just a Boy for an interview very shortly.
So, what are your impressions of this seed now looking back on it from the end?
Ooh, very fast.
GG to you, sir.
Hey, can't believe I forgot the bow and yeah. It was a good race though. I felt like I played pretty good throughout most of it.
Oh, you both did an excellent job.
Your execution was on point.
Yeah, I killed Meyer. That felt really good. My first room in Meyer, the dark room.
Yeah, that's better than I could ever have done that room.
I just try and do it the same way every time, and it seems to work out pretty good.
So do you practice a lot of those, like Meyer rooms in the dark?
Not really. Like, not as much anymore, because since the logic changed to getting usually the lamp pretty early, minus the seed, you don't really get to do dark rooms nearly as much anymore, I feel like.
Now, is this a sprite you use often?
Sometimes. He's one of my favorites. I like, or there's the regular boy sprite. But the sprite, like, it doesn't really matter that much to me, because most of the bomb jumping stuff I use my shadow for. So as long as I can see my full shadow, I'm okay.
Okay, I ask because it looked like you had a little bit of difficulty with the Ice Palace bomb jump.
Yeah, no, that was just me nerves, most likely.
And I know that can happen if you're using a sprite that you're not 100% comfortable with.
Yeah, no, for that's not the sprite, because I use my sword and my shadow. My shadow for the first lineup and my sword for the second one.
So when did you figure out that you needed to go back for the Did you forget that you hadn't done the front half of Escape, or
I forgot it for probably about. It was about an hour and 20 minutes in. I had this moment of being like, "Did I forget Escape?" And I was like, "Yes, I didn't do it." And then I was like, "If he did Escape, he should have dot done by now because I would have been really close to dot dunning around 120." And then when he hit it, when he dot done, I was like, "Oh crap!" It's I was like, "Wait." Like at first, I thought it was Thieves Town. And then I just kind of went on like another spree of looking for stuff and then forgot to go back there. I felt really dumb when I did that though.
well, I once missed a necessary progression item on the mushroom turn-in.
Yeah, that's just as bad. The mushroom's so easy to check. I think the
It's
worst
so-
one was I left a chest behind in pod, and I just thought I cleared pod all the way, but I left a chest and there was the Red King was in there one round.
So these are easy mistakes to make. These are easy things to forget.
Yeah. Yeah, I just gotta keep that. I haven't really played a whole lot lately. I kind of took a little bit of a break because I had a big move to a new city and stuff, and I just haven't played as much in the past couple months. And I think it affected me, so I'm gonna have to come back stronger for the next tournament.
Well, you both had an excellent race, and thank you for letting us commentate over it.
Hey, no, I appreciate it. Adds a little more nerves on me knowing that there's a few more people watching than normal, but I enjoyed it.
Well, he's just a boy. Do you have any final comments?
No, I'm just gonna have to practice and do better next time, and I want to get in the main tournament.
Hey, if you keep on executing like you executed in this race, you'll be there. You'll be there next time out.
Let's hope so.
But if any of you viewers out there are still itching for more to watch more Randomizer, there is another tournament race on this channel. It is a 3-way tiebreaker, and it starts in 45 minutes. So be sure to stick around for that.
That ought to be a load of fun. Those 3-way tiebreaker races are great.
But with that being said, I'm Little Gabes. I have been joined by
DM Stewart 1981.
Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to everyone for helping out. Thank you to the racers, and we will catch you all later. Have a good evening, everyone.
Have a great evening, everybody.